Sullivan of the Ivory Connection here. Ivory Jones, whatever y'all want to call me today. So, one thing that we're talking about here today is something I like to call riding the wave. Riding the wave is where you see something really badass made one time or in very small numbers, and then you go, you know what? They're on to the next new big thing. They've already chased, they made this one really cool animal. You see pics of it once, twice maybe, and then you never really see it again because these bigger names, they're just so busy chasing the next thing, they don't really go back and replicate a lot of these really cool animals. This is a perfect example right here. She's peeling out in my hands today. But this is a platinum Mochino tiger. Now, there are other platinum Mochino tigers out there. I've seen at least 3 or 4 others. I know of 2 clutches for sure. But it's not something you see a lot of, and it's not something that's being replicated a whole bunch. And those people that have made them aren't still making them again. They've moved on. Now they want to try to make Platy Sun genetic stripe Mochinos, or they got to keep stacking the genes on it basically and keep going from there. So I said to myself, I really like these Platy Mochinos and these Platy Mochino tigers, and I know for a fact that they sold for a really good value when they came out. They were $3,000-$4,000 animals or whatever. I said, you know what? I tell you what, let's go back and let's make these again. Let's make a bunch of them and let's try to make them affordable to the regular man, to the average public. And that's what I call riding the wave, where you look at those animals that Platinum Sun Anthrax tigers and these really crazy combos that were made one time by Prehistoric Pets or Nerd or one of these bigger names, and then you never see them ever again. I like to really hunt out and find those kind of combos, and then I go back and I make them, and I make them $1,500 where, average people can afford them now. That's a huge part of how I've built my name and a huge part of how I've chose a lot of my projects. It's not that everything I do is brand new, but a lot of the stuff I do, they were made one time or they were made 2 or 3 times, and then a bunch of years went by and you just don't really see them in the marketplace anymore. That's how you build a strong market. That's how you bring something back and you make it popular again and you make it affordable to the average man. Once you get those combos down to where they're $500, $600, $800 and you make a bunch of them where people can afford them and they're out there where you can really show them off right, you're going to sell the shit out of those animals, man. You've created your own little niche then of the stuff that people couldn't afford, and now they can because you've gone back and you've made a bunch of them. That's a really neat thing to do, and it's a good way to keep your own little niche market within the market. It's a good way to keep your market strong. I call that riding the wave, man, because that's exactly what you do. These big guys come in their speedboats and they're kicking these huge waves up, and I go, oh, they left me a little piece. Oh, they only made one of these. I'll just ride out this over here in this little wave here, and I'll just market that until until there's no market left in it, basically, because they leave these huge chunks of the pie. And I go back and I scoop them up out of that wave, man. So riding the wave, Ivory Jones, Ryan Sullivan, the Ivory Connection, man. There are ways to create your own market for yourself. You just got to find them. Find that cool stuff that they only made 1 or 2 times, and then go back and make it again, but make it affordable to the average man. There's a market for yourself. Be good.
Ivory Connection.